Your favorite band's about to play a sold-out show. You got in.
Over here!
With a friend. And found a spot close enough to see the set list. They're definitely playing your song. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you more of what you love, like premium travel benefits and access to Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Plus, get access to Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Maybe I'll see you there. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I see that as we get started, one of the comments that quickly caught my eye on the Twitch live stream. Hello, by the way. Mouthy Mitten Mama. Wow, that's weird. Was listening to Big 101.3 yesterday. And heard your old pal Eric Zane talking out of the song Treat Her Like a Lady by Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. I spoke. And Mouthy Mitten Mama says, "Hey, Zane, I heard you poke fun at the bear last night, saying how your old pal Joe should have treated his woman right. That opened up a family conversation with our kids we hadn't had yet." Well, that was just fiction. I don't, when I say that stuff on the radio, it's been indicated many, many times. Ryan, very quick to copy and paste, provides me with the following. This is a work of fiction, this show. And what I say on the radio. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of Eric Zane's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events or locales or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. That applies to just about everything I say. It could have been any old Joe I was talking about. So glad you are here on this fantastic day, the 12th of December. We are getting closer to the shortest day of the year. It's always a big focal point. It's like, okay, now at this point, once we hit that equinox thingy, which I think is right around December 21, then the days start getting longer. I love that so much. Of course, you don't notice it for like 3 months. Oh my God. Okay. As you know, this show originates in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. If you're up there, go to Baldwin Ace Hardware. Mike, who runs the show there, is, I think he's going through COVID for like the 15th time right now. All right, where to begin? When we last met, I was describing to you my upcoming weekend. And the one thing I knew that I would be doing was driving limo to Ford Field. A group of people wanted to go see the Detroit Lions. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take that job. In fact, the folks at the limo company said, they actually requested you. And I go, oh. Well, that is so sweet. I discussed it on this show. And I said, well, someone asked, it might have been Kyle from Dumpster Divers. I think he was going to the game. And Ryan asks, you're still doing limo? Very rarely. I haven't driven in months. And the only reason why I did this one is because, according to the limo company, I was specifically asked. So I said, well, I can't let that down. And otherwise, I'd just be sitting around here. And I could always use the extra cash, for God's sake. I mean, come on. Nobody's getting rich here around the Eric Zane Show podcast household. So I took it. While discussing that on this show, the guy who hired me noticed that on this show, I wasn't sure if whether or not I was just going to sit in the parking lot. I was totally content and just sitting there and waiting them out, because that happens all the time in limo work. You go there and then you just sit and wait while the people do their thing. So I was totally comfortable doing that. But then the person who hired the limo company reached out to me. It is Don O. Don O, I know, has been a supporter of the podcast for a long, long time, and supports on Patreon, listens to all the content. Awesome. Very, very helpful. Has given money for the Great Food giveaway. More on that a little later on. And so he goes, yeah, hey, you're going to the game. Wear Lions gear. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I have never been to one of these games. Last time I went to a Lions game, they played in the Silverdome, which has been torn down for years. And I don't really have a recollection of much of what I saw. I was usually massively intoxicated. In fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the last football game I saw the Lions play was when I actually did drink, prior to June of 96. So I can't tell you if I ever saw friggin' Barry Sanders. I don't know. I remember I saw a USFL game there once when the Michigan Panthers took on the New Jersey Generals, Donald Trump's team, and Herschel Walker was there. I remember I was on the field with Jeff DeChaussee, the guy that I gave the kidney to, because his dad got tickets to the Michigan Panthers against the New Jersey Generals. And he goes, hey, man, look, hey, I got tickets. Let's go to the Michigan Panthers game. And sure enough, we're on the field. His dad was in TV. And we got field passes. And there's fucking Herschel Walker comes walking out of the tunnel. It was incredible. That was before he lost his mind from all the CTE and decided to tell every woman in America to get an abortion. And then I saw the Oakland Raiders, at the time the Los Angeles Raiders, and the Lions play on Monday Night Football. I think that was probably 88, 89. When Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson were like the backfield. Holy shit. Yeah, Bo ran wild over the Lions, but the Lions won that damn game. Tyler, so did Eric do the complete opposite of not watching the game? He actually went to the game. I did go to the game. And, you know, the plan was here that if I was like at this house, I would not have watched that game. No way, no how. But this is different. This is different. So, Don O says, yeah, dude, you are going to the game. Wear your Lions gear. I'm like, oh, fuck yes. So I reached out to the boss at the limo company, and I said, hey, Don O, who hired me through you, wants me to wear Lions gear. How do you feel about that? He goes, no. You got to dress professionally. Dono even said, he goes, I don't want you to have to sit at Ford Field dressed like a gay magician. So I reached out to the boss. He goes, no, you got to be dressed like a gay magician. I go, all right, no problem. Which was fine. All right, so this is an all-day affair. Okay, you got to get up early. You got to start driving early. I pick up these dudes at 9 a.m. at a park and ride in Grand Rapids here, and these are the dynamic is Don O. I think he sells pipes and plumbing supplies to various businesses in and around the area and beyond. And quite a substantial operation. Very successful. And what he's doing here is this is a like a hey, thanks to the customers event. There's a particular group of plumbers and pipe fitters that work in the commercial sector. And it's all these dudes that are in the limo. And it's a local company called River City Mechanical. So all these, basically, it's all a bunch of plumbers, pipe fitters, and Don. Okay? And they're going to the Lions game. And in fact, there's a if you are driving through Grand Rapids, Michigan, and through the area known as the S curve, there's a parking structure called like right where that right by Van Andel Arena is Studio C, and there's like the big parking structure, and there's a big ass crane because there's work going on right now. They're adding on to that structure or some shit. These guys are there today, albeit hungover. Doing their thing, doing pipe fitting work and plumbing work. I don't know I don't know how any of this shit works. All I know is that when I was driving with them, I asked the question. I go, have any of you guys ever looked up like the history of plumbing? And man, their ears perked up like crazy. They go, oh yeah, the aquifers or the aqueducts in Roman times, and they're like breaking it down like the history of piping. And then Steve in the group, he goes, man, the P-trap revolutionized our industry. It saves you from dangerous gases. The P-trap, like under your sink, there's that elbow deal. That little thing keeps us all from dying. And these plumbers, they're like, they don't want you to forget that. If it wasn't for people like us saving the world, everyone would be dead from the dangerous gases that are stopped by the P-trap. So we were having conversations like that. These guys are great. I think it's what it's called, right? The P-trap. It's a weird name. So, all right. River City Mechanical. They get into the limousine, and then one of them says, I think it was this guy Steve. Steve was kind of like the big personality of the crew. Okay, he's the one who's going to potentially get us kicked out of the brewery after the game. Okay, he goes, come on, Dono, you got to start now. How did he word it? You got to start in the morning if you want to drink all day. Get to it. And these guys got they're loaded down with so much booze. And on the way back, in fact, this guy, Steve, he got into a huge argument with Dono, the guy who booked the whole thing, over Barry Sanders. This blathering, drunken argument of stupidity. Dono somehow thinks that Barry Sanders was a shit pile running back. That tells you how ridiculous this was. And then Steve's trying to talk some sense into him, and dumbfuck Don is going on and on about how Barry Sanders wasn't shit. Now, and he's wearing Dono's wearing a Lions jersey. And I'm like, what the fuck? How? Huh? So we drive to the game. Everything's great. Awesome. Here's the problem with the venue. It's in a place that has the worst parking scenario ever. Okay, when you went to the Silverdome, they made that facility in the middle of nowhere. So you go to the football game, and everyone parks in the Silverdome parking lot. It's vast. And that stadium held over 80,000 people. This one, I don't know, it's more like 60, 65. It's a bit smaller. But you go to the Silverdome, and everybody parks in the Silverdome parking lot. Now, it would take forever to leave. Like if you went to a Lions game on a Sunday back in the day at the Silverdome, and then you try to leave the parking lot, it's going to take you to the next day to get the fuck out of there. It was horrible. But at least it was a place to park. Detroit is It's just fucked up. I mean, you have the area where the baseball stadium is, Comerica Park, and then the football stadium, and they're right next to each other. And it is surrounded by some casinos and shit. Absolute despair. And it's all these surface lots. And it's super expensive to park. But they're just kind of everywhere. It's just like basically baby Jesus said, all right, you can have the stadium. And then he wadded up a bunch of parking lots and threw them down at Michigan. And wherever they landed, that's where they were. It's an absolute nightmare. The only way I can see doing this appropriately is to leave, especially if you're coming from where I live, which is 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away, is leave at like 4 a.m. and get there when the drug dealers are still on the street at like 7 a.m. and the homeless people. Get there, and then if you're and then set up a tailgating event, and then hang out in the surface lot and eat like a king and drink like a fool, and then walk a mile to the game. And then when you leave, it's like everybody's in the street. Everybody spills out into the street, and they all just like, everybody was celebrating and partying. It was crazy. It was an unbelievable scene. It was great. You will get no complaints out of me. This was I had the time of my life. I haven't had this much fun in a long time, but it's not without stories and awesomeness that I can now tell you. In fact, these drunkards that I was with, they said, they go, well, you're going to talk about us tomorrow? I go, let me put it to you this way. I go, when I sit down and come up with shit to talk about on my show, I got to pour over news headlines and things going on and maybe rack my brain on a personal level about what I can talk about. I go, but for you guys, all I have to do, it's simple. 1 minute before I want to do the podcast, just write down the words Lions game, and it's all going to be there. So, all right. As we're getting closer to the stadium, it's bumper to bumper. I am in a 30-foot limousine. It is a super stretch Lincoln Town car. It is the biggest fucking limousine you'll ever see. All right? This town is not designed for vehicles this big. And as we're getting closer, we get to about a mile and a half out from the venue. And that's where everything grinds to a halt. I take them about as far as I can take them. And then they get out and walk to a place to get a bite to eat. It's about an hour before kickoff. This one particular portion of the road as we get to the stadium is 3 lanes going one way. The problem is there's a valet service at a hotel. And so it's 1, 2, 3 lanes, and then the side of the road where vehicles are parked right in front of the hotel. And this lady who's the valet, she has to get these cars out of there. Now, I am in the lane closest to where these vehicles are parked. And I'm looking at her, and I can't move because she has one of the vehicles that was dropped off and being valeted is right in a lane that should be a through lane. But it's not, because there's a Buick there with the hazards on, flashing. It's blocking everything. And I'm the next car behind the Buick. So that means everybody that's in behind me has to get over. It's already a fucking nightmare. So it is like a problem. And my vehicle's 30 feet long. Getting over is not easy to do. So I'm like, I am not going to attempt this. I need to wait. Okay? And this lady is frantic. She works for the hotel. And she realizes she has to get that vehicle out of there. Now, where I am, to my right, is the area where the cars are parked in front of the hotel. And there's an opening. And she wants to take that vehicle that's blocking my way and put it in the opening. And I can see what she wants. And she kind of makes eyes, points at her eyes, and then points at that spot and the car that she's in. And she has room because I'm giving her room. There's a nice buffer between us, probably 3 car lengths. There's cars to her right. There's me, and then a space that is behind those cars to her right. She could very easily put this car in there. And so she wants to do that so that everybody else can get through. And I'm like, absolutely. And so I don't move. But this is where the show starts, because she gets in there. And she's vastly underqualified to do this, because she starts to kind of back the car in there, and she's got it. All she has to do is put it in drive, roll forward about 2 feet, hard right on the wheel, and then she's going to go right in, and then strong left on the wheel, and it'll go right in there, back right in perfectly. So she gets about halfway there. She backs all the way up, and her wheel's totally turned to the right. She puts it in forward and rolls forward the way she came. She had to turn the wheel left there to inch up, to angle the car correctly. She doesn't do that. She just goes to the right and then backs it and then forward and then backs it. She's just doing the same thing over and over again. And then this bitch gets frustrated, and she now is going forward. She's going to abandon ship and pull in front of one of the vehicles that's parked to her right. These are all these cars are her responsibility. She fucking stomps the gas and sideswipes this fucking car to her right, fucks up the Buick, fucks up this beautiful Ford F-150. It's just, everything's fucked. Everybody's going, oh, people are walking, although people are walking to the game, they see she completely greases this car, fucks everything up, and the road is now free in front of me. She has now parked the car. Yes, it's successful, I guess. And I'm like, holy shit. So I just roll right through all this, and she's got a look on her face like she doesn't give a fuck. I'm like, oh, man. It wouldn't surprise me if she just walked home, walked off the job. Oh, my God. Okay, so now I'm like, where do I put this fucking car? So near the stadium is impossible. And first of all, getting it into one of these lots is just not going to, I mean, they're not set up for 30-foot stretch limousines. So I'm cruising along. And I am now a mile away from the stadium, 0.8 miles, almost a mile. And I see this little dude waving a flag. And I roll down the window. I go, can this fit in here? And he kind of looks around, and he's got a spot. He goes, yeah. Immigrant. Everybody here is an immigrant. And so he tells me how to get up there. And so I have to go in a certain way. And he's screaming at me when I'm trying to make a turn, because you can't just turn. You got to half turn, back up, turn the wheel, forward, back up. And every time I back up, he's screaming at me, watch out, watch out. And it's like, dude, I fucking got this. Shut the fuck up. But I'm being polite. This guy's going to help me. And he actually has a spot. I can see it. I roll up, and I go, you can get me in here, right? He goes, yep. I go, how much? Now, he looks at it, and he goes, 1, 2, 3 car. Meaning this vehicle is as big as 3 cars. And it is. He goes, 1, 2, 3. And I go, okay. 150 with tip. I work tips. I work for tips. Now, he sounds like a dick, but he wasn't. He was actually very, very sweet. And I go, fine. Let's do this. So I start to park. He goes, no park yet. 150 with tip. I go, all right, you take a card? He goes, no card. You go there, there's an ATM. And there's like a fucking place just up the road. It's right next door. He goes, you walk up first door on the right. ATM. All cash. Everything cash here. This is Detroit. You know, you would think they'd have a fucking thing, but no. You can't do card transactions. He goes, leave car right here. I watch car. So it's literally in the middle of there's all these cars. Everybody's going into the game. And it's just me and this guy in this fucking big ass car in the middle of the lot. Put it in park, lock up the car, walk 100 yards, go to this place he's told me to go, open the door, it's locked. What the fuck? Place says, no, I come back. And I go, what? I go, what's your name? He goes, Shah. Shah is my name. I go, Shah, it's locked. He goes, okay, you go block down Bobian, make a right on Madison, and at the corner, grocery, ATM, $150 with tip. All right, leave car right here. I watch car. I watch car with my eyes. I go, all right, buddy. You got it. I text Don. I go, big money, man. It's going to cost you $150 to park this fucking thing. I go into the store. As I'm walking into the store is a homeless guy who's got the DTs. I'm not kidding you. I guess it's, like when you are strung out on alcohol or whatever, you start to shake when you don't have, when you really got the thirst bad. If you don't put any alcohol in your system, your body starts going through withdrawals and shaking, and shit like that. And I'm walking up, and there's another guy there, and he starts talking to a guy who's got the shakes. And he says his name. He goes, you all right? And he goes, the guy's struggling. He goes, come on in. I'll help you out. I'll get you some medicine. So I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy's like apprehensive. He's not sure. And the guy that is holding the door open for a homeless guy is going to buy him booze. And sure enough, he does. He bought him a pint of fucking something, some swill, and gave it to him. Now, this is a very, very small little oasis of fresh food and shit in the middle of this nightmare city. And so I go walking in, and it just looks like a place where people die. And then it says ATM, and there's an arrow, and then I make a left, and I go to the end, and I go, I don't see any ATM. I go, well, this is how they get you. There's actually no ATM there. This is all a scam. I'm about to get stabbed. And I see this dude behind the bulletproof glass. I go, you got an ATM here, man? He goes, oh yeah, you got a U-turn and then down 2 steps and then it's on your left. And I'm like, well, fuck, dude. I go there and there's a Bitcoin ATM and a real ATM. I'd never seen a Bitcoin ATM, but I put my thing in. And I get out. You can only do it in increments of 20, so I get out $160 out of my checking account. All $20 bills. I got a fucking wad of bills. Everything's great. Walk out of there. Guy's drinking now on the street. The guy who we started with. I walk all the way back. There's Shah. He is with another customer who's parking a Porsche. And this rich fucker gets out, and he's got a $100 bill, and he gives it to Shah. And the guy asks for change, particular amount of change. And Shah goes, I work for tips. I take good care. I watch car. I take good care. I work for tips. And so the guy says, keep it. It's like $50 for him to park this car. He goes, keep it. The fucker walks up. And I go, well, I'm in for it. I'm fucked. Because you know what's coming. I'm in $20 bills. And I've got $160. Now, I think without tip, it would have been like $120 to park this limousine. So he's already getting $30. And I go, Shah, I'm ready for you. I go, put out your hand. And he goes like this. I go, no, flip it over. We're going to count this like Price is Right. And he puts his hand over. I go, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. And his lips are moving and he's nodding every time I put another bill in his hand. 120, 140, 160. You give me 10 back. And he goes, and he loses his smile. He look up for me. And what did he say? I work for a tip, guy. Come on, man. 160. And he's like that bold about it. And I thought to myself, I go, any motherfucker who is willing to look his customers in the face and say, give me more money, man. I go, come on, Shah. And he goes, no, you come on. I watch car. I get you in here. I need this money. And I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, this guy makes serious bank. Because between me and Rich Fucker, he's just gotten nearly $100 in tips. And the fucking lot is full of cars. And then, so he doesn't own the lot because he says to me, he goes, okay. So I give it to him. And I don't want to deal with him. He goes, I will watch car with my life. And if you happen to see owner of lot, you won't, but if you see owner of lot, I charge you 100. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here, Shah? And he goes, 100, please. You won't see, but if you do, he's skimming big time off of this motherfucker. Oh, what a profit. When we got back to the car, he sees me. He comes right. He gives me a fucking hug. I go, did you watch it okay? Shah goes, I watch, guy. I watch, man. I watch you. I watch car. You come back. You asked for Shah. Whatever that means. Oh, my God. I haven't even gotten into the game itself. This is the whole... I could do 2 hours on what my eyes saw. Holy shit. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take these audience members on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm going to send you on your way. I want you to check out the rest of the show. And it's on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live is where you need to go. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Either download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, follow the page, subscribe to the page, or on your laptop or desktop, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Okay? That's how we do it. In fact, I hope I didn't just fuck this up. I don't think I did. Aha. All right. Say goodbye to them. Facebook, and, of course, Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT, and YouTube brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. If you want, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com, on the Shoreliner Striping inbox. I love the correspondence. I just don't get enough of it. I would love to hear from you. Send it the old-fashioned way in email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Always love hearing from people. Believe it or not, I know this is early, but duty calls. I have to go tinkle. Don't go anywhere, okay? I will be right back. Get into the venue. It's packed, sold out. There's plenty of Vikings fans there, but they were, spread out all over the venue. It was quite a scene. Now, here's the deal. The team, they've kind of gotten very, very hot, but they have 7 losses going into this game. They've won 5, but they're playing like really, really well. And so a lot of people are saying that they're going to win the game. They were favored against a team that's 10-2, the Vikings. And but everybody in there, emotions were high that the Lions were going to win this fucking thing. And I just, the atmosphere, the electricity, the volume. When the Vikings got the ball, the intensity of the decibels just filling that place. I've never heard anything like that. Really making it hard on the Vikings and the noise. But, honestly, Kirk Cousins didn't look too affected. He was exceptional. They got this guy, the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, who's an absolute beast. He catches everything. And so I was pretty worried about this game, as I think a lot of people were. But like I said, Vikings are very, very good. And the Lions, on their second possession, well, the Vikings, they went for it on fourth down, and the Lions stopped them, and the Lions got the ball. And they've got this rookie, this kid who played for Alabama last year, and incredibly fast. But in the national championship game last year, he destroyed his knee. His name's Jamison Williams. So when the NFL draft came in April, the Lions had an extra draft pick, or they made a trade to get an extra draft pick or some shit. I don't know. But they had an opportunity to draft this guy who wouldn't be able to play until now, because he was working on his repaired knee. It takes about a year for that type of injury to heal, which is just incredible. But we're banking that this guy is going to come back 100%. So the previous game, this guy is Jamison Williams. He was in a couple of offensive plays, but just to kind of get a little feel for it, but nothing big. And the Lions are like, boy, if he starts to turn it on, he's going to be an added. They already have a pretty damn good team, at least much improved. So there's a play where he's running, and the fucking Vikings fuck up the coverage. So this guy is wide open, and Goff throws it right to the end zone that we are in. And my God, this guy caught the ball. He even had to slow up and camp under it because the ball was underthrown. He was that open. He caught it. He's in the end zone. His first catch as a professional football player, Jamison Williams out of Alabama, is a touchdown. Holy shit. That was storybook. That's absolutely incredible. After all of that time he spent rehabbing it. And so now I buy into stories. And I love the Lions. And I already am feeling over the top excited at how great it was to be there. Never seen this, never been there for a game. So I was into it, man. And I started to cry. Tears welled up in my eyes. I was like, so now I didn't curl my lip but they were welling up. There was tears in my eyes. I was so moved by that. And then he gives the ball to kid in a wheelchair, and I'm like, oh, fucking, it's incredible. You can't write this shit. I was so happy. And the fans there, they dancing in the aisles. There are people face paint, all these lunatics. It was fucking great. Holy shit. I can't. I had so much fun, and there was a smile on my face the whole time. I was telling Don O, I go, buddy, I don't do shit like this. I don't get out much. Anytime I'm in any type of setting where there's people, it's because I'm in a work setting, and this is a work setting too. But still, I can have a good time, and the rest of my day was taking care of these guys. Getting them to and fro safely. But, oh, dude, I loved it. And then within minutes after cheering and enjoying the game, I sent Diana a text. I go, we have to get season tickets. We have to. And I have said before on this show, I hate crowded events. I hate them. I loved this. So now I got to rethink that. So caught up in the moment, I go, we're getting season tickets. That's it. Season tickets. That's what we're going to do. And then I go, but then I thought, well, wait a minute, that's expensive. I don't know if we're going to get season tickets. Maybe we'll just go to a game. Because it's like an all-day affair. You got to get there early. I would see myself going all in. I'm guy in face paint, getting there at 7 in the morning, setting up tailgating, all that shit. And then getting home at 10 o'clock at night. It's a fucking adventure. Gas there, all the food. It's $13 for a can of domestic beer there. Now, they're big beers. It's probably the equivalent of 2 beers. But what a fucking arm and a leg you have to pay for anything there. My God. All right. After the game, these drunkards, half of them get separated. They're walking in different directions. They're walking towards Windsor. I'm walking with a good portion of the group to where the car is, trying to wrangle these fucking drunks. And, hey, where's Matt? Or where's Billy? I don't know. So they're on the phone, and they're like, and I go, we're at the corner of Gratiot and Beaubien. We don't know where that is. I go, what? You got fucking phones. Just go on your phone and write Gratiot and Beaubien intersection and hit go. Fucking follow the dotted line. So we got to, bring these guys in. They finally get the rest of the group. Jesus. Get to the car. That's when I got the hug from Shaw. Get the fuck out of there. Sparks underneath the vehicle. Long-ass vehicle. Skid plate. Off we go. We get to Howell, Michigan. We got to drop a guy off at the parking ride. And they all got to take a leak. And I go, well, I'll just stop at the Speedway. They go, no, go to the brewery, because if we stop at the Speedway, it's one at a time. Go to the brewery. There's this brewery called Block Brewing in Howell, Michigan. So I pull in there. They all get out. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. I look in the window, and they're at the bar drinking. These fuckers. This is great. So they come out and go, hey, man, we're going to eat. You want something to eat? I go, yeah, I do. All right, come on in, man. We're going to fucking eat. It's going to be fucking awesome, man. I love you. You know what? This has been great. Make sure you talk about River City Mechanical, fucking pipe fitters and plumbers build America. The infrastructure was built in this country. If it wasn't for pipe fitters and plumbers, we'd all be fucking dead. Did I tell you about the P-trap? Yeah, you did. Oh, it's fucking great. Well, we're going to go in there and have a couple, man. It's going to be fucking great. Come on in. I go in there. I'm sitting next to Dono. Now, I learned through the grapevine that Don used to be like 1,100 pounds. And what's shocking is I'm sitting next to the guy, and he's lighter than me. I go, what? Yeah, I had to turn my life around. He's one of these guys, saved his own life. And in fact, when he was telling me about it at the game, I was like, well, you did save your own life. There are no fat old people. So he goes, these guys think I've got some type of cancer or something, but no. So now he's so fucking skinny that they give him shit about how little he eats. Imagine that. Well, this one guy, Steve, I was telling you about, he's kind of like the big personality of the crew. Outrageously funny. He's the one that was in the fight with Don about Barry Sanders. Don, the only fucking flaw I see in Don is that he thinks Barry Sanders was shitty. He's like the only person on the planet who thinks Barry Sanders sucked. It's like, are you fucking crazy? What the fuck? We're occupying an L of this horseshoe bar. And it's loud. These motherfuckers are loud as shit. And you got moms, it's a bar, but there's also family seating. You got moms covering the kids' ears. The looks we're getting, these guys don't give a fuck. It's all like, fuck this, fuck you. I'm going to go and fuck my old lady and shit. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Stop. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Well, Steve and another dude decide that they're going to, there's a bet, and they want to see if they can get Don to eat a chicken wing. That's it. What do you call it? Boneless. No, it was actually a chicken wing with barbecue sauce, whatever the fuck. Garlic parm with ranch on it. And one guy says, I'll bet you $100 that he will not eat this if you go and give it to him. And Steve says, I'll bet you $100 that he will. So he walks up to him and he said, eat this. I'll give you $20 if you, well, first he says 80. He goes, I'll give you $80 if you eat this. So that means if Don eats it, Steve's going to win $100 and he's going to give $80 to Don. This is at the bar. Everybody's watching. I'll give you $80 if you eat this, motherfucker. Eat this fucking wing, Dono. And Don's like, no, I'm not eating your wing. No. And so Don is like, did he do something to it or what? He's not sure what. So they're like urging him to eat it. So even though he's going to give him $80, he won't eat the chicken wing. So then, drunk talk. Steve changes. He goes, all right, come on, I'll do it. I'll give you $20. So then Don goes, okay. So it went, I'll give you $80 to eat this wing. No, I'm on 20. Okay, I'll do it. So he picks up the fucking wing and eats it. He gets this $20. Steve wins $100 for getting that. This is how fucked up these people were. I ordered this hamburger. It was the most ridiculous hamburger ever. It had a hamburger patty and brisket and bacon and 2 onion rings, like the big fucking thick cut, 2 of them, and cheese. And it was probably 8 inches tall, maybe 9 inches tall, and had a knife through it to hold it all together. I'm like, what the fuck? Now, thank God I'm a trained professional. I've eaten at Bosco's. I smashed that bitch down, and I cut it in half, and I said to Herm, who was sitting next to me, I go, the key is don't put it down. Do not put the food down. I murdered it. These fucking idiots. They're like, all right, let's finish up the beers. Let's finish the drinks. We're leaving, motherfuckers. Let's go. Now, when I say fucking idiots, I mean in a sweet way. I love these guys. They're awesome. There was so much fun. And we're getting ready to leave, and I see people, the audience, the rest of the people, they realize show is over. And the look of relief on their face. Their look of relief on their faces as we wander out, as they stumble out of the bar and I go, get in the fucking car. Get in there. Oh, my God. We got another hour and a half to get home. We're gone. Absolutely fantastic. Beginning to end. Just great. I couldn't tell you how much fun it was. Well, I just did tell you how much fun it was. It was absolutely great. Enjoyed it. I don't even know what the hell to say. Now, the Lions, okay, they're now 6-7. So, again, the very best of the shit right now. Now, they could get out of shit range if they continue to win. The deck is stacked against them. When you are 1-6 at nearly the midway point of the season, you got a big hole to dig out. In fact, at one point they were 4-6 and then 4-7. They lost to the Bills. Winners of 5 out of 6. They're now 6-7 with 4 games to go. I don't think there's much margin for error for them. I think they would have to win the rest of their games in order to actually get into the playoffs. Maybe not. A lot can happen, but all they got to do is win. Dan Campbell said last week, we're 1-0 in a 6-game season, and now they're 2-0. I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't know if you deserve to even make the playoffs if you start the fucking season 1-6, but they sure were fun to watch yesterday, and I am loving that all those fans were able to celebrate. Oh, my God. So I'm trying to temper my enthusiasm. But that was the biggest game that has been seen at that venue in a long, long time. And they, because if Minnesota wins, they win the division. They thought they could be division champs. They call those a hat and T-shirt game because if they win that game, they pass out hats that say NFC North champions. But they didn't get it. They lost. Lions win. Lions win. Makes me happy. Okay. I've done it again. I have gone through nearly 1 hour of show. And I haven't really talked about any sponsors yet. Well, you know, that means the second half of this show is going to be sponsor heavy. Not going to lie to you. So we got to start somewhere. But I have so much more to talk about. I always love Mondays because you have an extra day and a half where the world can kind of happen in front of your eyes, gives you something to talk about. And Don said something really nice to me. He goes, I get a lot of my news that's going on in the world from you. And I go, well, that's flattering, and I understand that because what I do is I basically pay attention to big shit going on, and then that's what I'm going to talk about. And I pride myself on that. I don't shy away from any story, as you know. It did happen to be that there wasn't that big of a news weekend. I do have news stories about the weekend, but it was a little light. But still a couple big things I have to talk about. In addition to the free podcast that I do every day, if you are new to what I'm doing, I have a second podcasting platform, and it is powered only by audience. It is ad-free, listener-supported only Patreon. That's what it's called. You can find it at Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. For $5 or $10 a month, you get 11 bonus shows per week on Patreon. 11. 5 of which are the daily Patreon bonus podcast, which is an extension of what I do here. The Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia game for prizes, which Dale is on quite a winning streak lately, where he takes on you, the audience, in a trivia game, similar to the old school Dumber Than Zane trivia. Isn't that what we called it? Dumber Than Zane? It's been so long. Not to mention the Insane Asylum, my 2-hour music-driven radio show on Northern Michigan's Q100. We got the Lost Zane Recordings, which is my old radio show on BBL, in their entirety. Release 2 of those a week. The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. Ben and I do a show together with a live audience on Zoom. And then Who Are These Zanes, which is known as a clip show. We listen to old material from my old morning shows from different eras. We get clips, and then we roast the clips and or me. The latest episode 6, hockey player harassment. I've gotten a lot of feedback on it. People are saying it is the best one yet. It's some real shit that I put out back in the day that needs to be roasted. You may be noticing that my intensity has dropped. It's because my throat hurts. Not because of illness, but I've been screaming. 12 hours ago, 15 hours ago, maybe a little more, I was screaming my head off for the defense. And that has affected me. Not going to lie to you. That took a little bit of wind out of my sails. Stand by. All right. But hey, such is life. That's the way it goes. All right. Chris says kids in Kenya will be wearing Vikings NFC champs and T-shirts. NFC champs T-shirts. No, they're definitely going to win the division. They'd have to lose the rest of their games. And then the Lions would have to win the rest of their games. And then they'd have to go to a tiebreaker, I think. Ryan writes, I love the show Who Are These Zanes? Love the bit when, quote, Karnak the Magnificent rolls up and you start the unnecessary harassment of the boss's car. One of the points I made in the Who Are These Zane show, that most recent episode, the post-Columbine celebration. I'm not new to radio at this point. I had been doing it for like 10 to 15 years. And it was still absolute shit. Oh, my God. All right. So anyway, sign up on Patreon. Thank you so much. $5 or $10 a month. I suggest you sign up for just 1 month and see how it is. And then if you like it, you can convert it to a yearly after a month. Or not. Or you don't do anything. Or you just sign up for a year and say, no, I don't think I'm going to use this. That's fine, too. I don't care. Well, I do care. I would love for everybody to sign up for it. But if you do, you do. You don't, you don't. If you want it, if you want more content, it's there for you. I put it out. And a lot of people like it. Hopefully you will, too. The open and live stream of the show today, brought to you by the Kent County Health Department. Now listen, this applies for any local health department. But the one I'm talking about now is the Kent County Health Department. AccessKent.com/health is their website. All the information you need there about getting your kids immunized with all the necessary vaccinations to be in the schools to promote health. This is all about public health. And if your kids have not had those shots, you can get them for free if you qualify. AccessKent.com/health. There's also information there about HIV testing, which I've talked about extensively this past month. I know that sounds ridiculous, and it's difficult for the folks at the Kent County Health Department to say it the way I say it, but I'm not afraid to say it the way I say it. And that is this. If you like to fuck with a lot of people, go get an HIV test. Okay? You probably do not have HIV. It only takes a little finger prick. Okay? So take time out from getting tons of D or V. Go there and say, yeah, I want to get a test. And you're going to be scared and anxious. And then when it comes back negative, you say, oh, thank God, let's go back to getting D and V. They're going to say, wait a minute. Did you know that there is a medicine you can take that if you are exposed to it, it has a 95% efficacy to keep you from even getting HIV? Did you know that? And you're going to go, no, that means I can really go get tons of dick. They're going to go, yeah, here you go. Here's information about it. Yes, that's true. If there's HIV in your system, you're going to be sad and shocked, but don't freak out. They're going to take another test to confirm it. And then you start the process of with your doctor in making it so that your HIV is so low it's undetectable. This spares your immune system, keeps you alive like you don't have it, and you can go back to having tons of sex with no risk of getting anyone sick because of the medicines you will now be putting in your body. HIV is no longer a death sentence, and it's up to me to tell you about it. Thank you, Kent County Health Department. Rick from TC Paintball wants to do another paintball event, and it is coming up on January 15th. As usual, I need to hear from you. Reach out if you're coming. January 15th, TC Paintball, the Paintball War number 22, I believe. I don't know. I keep forgetting. 20, 21, 22. I know it's not 20. It's either 21 or 22. I got to get with Rick. Anyway, the event is happening on Sunday the 15th. It's either going to be at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. I have to ask Rick, but just block out that time. All right? Paintball War, January 15th, TC Paintball. I want to pack the house. All right? I'm going to be reaching out to you guys individually. Are you coming? January 15th, that's the next Paintball War. $35 is all it's going to set you back. That's normally $48 at TC Paintball. You get the gun, you get the mask, you get the paint, you get a pizza party before we start from BC Pizza in Grand Rapids. Yes, it's going to be great. Always is. And I'm going to have a ton of prizes to give away. Rick's actually going to award the last set of paintball boards, Eric Zane Show Podcast, TC Paintball boards, cornhole boards. Those are going to be given away. And I've got a ton of other prizes to give away that I'm gathering right now from various sponsors. So if you're a sponsor, you'll be hearing from me for like gift certificates to give away. You didn't know that, but I'm letting you know now. All right. Otherwise, book an event at TC Paintball. Thank you, Blue Frost IT, online at bluefrostit.com for your small or medium-sized business. All right. If you need a tech upgrade, this is who you need to call, Blue Frost IT. You sit down with these folks for 30 minutes and tell them what you do in your business. And then, my God, they get everything going for you. Pricing out all of your new equipment for you, helping you every step of the way make this happen. This saves you time, effort, money. That's the way to go. When this is all said and done and your new gear is up and running, make Blue Frost IT your managed IT service provider so they can help watch over your tech as you use it. You know, you don't want to be operating your business without any tech support. And now small and medium-sized businesses can get it at Blue Frost IT. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, since we started talking about the Great Food Giveaway, which was mid-November, the latest update after this weekend. Okay, do I bet the Lions? Do I not bet the Lions? You know, as a Lions fan, I don't know if it's a good idea to bet the Lions. I just want to keep it simple with the Lions. But other teams, parlays, the NFL, college basketball, college football, professional basketball, you name it, my bookie. That's right. I've teamed up with my bookie. And regardless of what you're betting on, cash in and cash out quick with my bookie using promo code ZANE when you make your first deposit. My bookie will spot you extra cash with your deposit. Minimum $45. But you can claim the bonus all the way up to $2,000. Turn game day into payday when you bet with my bookie. They are the best. I like the idea of the parlay. That to me sounds like so much fun. Bet on this winner in this sport, this winner in this sport, this winner in this sport. All right, the odds are not in my favor. Doesn't matter. Put the money down, and if you hit it big, look out. It's a party at the Eric Zane Show podcast household. I am so stoked. Again, regardless of what you're betting on, cash in and cash out quick with my bookie using promo code ZANE when you make your first deposit. So if you're using some other app or whatever, I want you to put all of that aside and use my bookie. Listeners of my show, if you like to bet on sports, do it with my bookie. Maybe you're a first-time bettor. Try my bookie using promo code ZANE when you make your first deposit. My bookie. All right, listen up. If you care for your pets the way we at the Eric Zane Show podcast household care for our pets, you will want to pay special attention. it is so important that the food you feed your dog is perfect. And I've found it. Finally, I've found it. Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend dog food. First of all, when I give it to the dogs, they are so happy and excited to get this food. I've never seen anything like it. I am not kidding you. Before they were like, oh boy, it's time to eat. And they would do it, but now it's like an absolute adventure must-have moment for them twice a day. 0 artificial preservatives, additives, fillers, or meat meal, which I guess that's a terrible thing. So if the food that you're feeding your dog right now has those things, that's not good. The first 4 ingredients in Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend: turkey, beef, salmon, and duck. 81% of the formula is premium meat sourced from North America and New Zealand. It supports your dog's youthful vitality, easy digestion, soft coat, healthy skin, and happy full life. Now, this is incredible because with French bulldogs and English bulldogs, the food that these dogs eat can really show up in their skin, how they breathe, things like that. And we've experienced a lot of negative things from different types of food over the years. But my gosh, it's like a new lease on life for these dogs since we started feeding them Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. And I have great news. Right now, Dr. Marty's has a special offer for Eric Zane Show podcast listeners. You can get up to 54% off Nature's Blend by going to drmartypets.com. drmartypets.com/Zane. Plus, they offer a 90-day return of your purchase price. It's pantry safe, easy to prepare, and take with you when you travel. Support your dog's health and happiness with premium, artificial, preservative-free food that they'll love by going to drmartypets.com/Zane. Your dog will thank you.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back for the holidays. Through Thursday, usher in huge holiday savings with our in-store coupon giveaway. You can get an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off while they last. Simply find an associate for a coupon, then peel to reveal your deal. Hurry in now to discover the savings you've been wishing for. We got your holiday. JCPenney. Coupon valid on select styles through 12/15. Exclusions apply. Giveaway in-store only. Must be 18 years or older. See store for details.
We need $5,570 for 200 Christmas meals for underprivileged people. We have, as of this minute, $4,249, which means we have just over a week. Well, we have a week and 3 days to come up with $1,321 to meet our goal of 200 Christmas meals. Now, I thought to myself, and I've talked about this before, the amount of people listening. I know how many people listen. And the lion's share of audience is on the audio podcast. Some get it live, but it's not a lot on Twitch. Of the audience, that $4,249 has been donated from 57 listeners for an average of $74.54 per person. Very, very few people are giving $5 or $10. They're giving big amounts. That's a big average. That's great. However, 57 people. I average 35 to 45,000 listens on the audio podcast per week. And this brings me back to the strength in numbers thing. If everyone threw $5 or $10 at it, we'd be done by the end of the day. So, as I've been talking about every day since we started talking about it, that's what this is about right now. So thank you so much if you're considering it. Venmo at ERIC-ZEITUNIAN. All right. PayPal is at Eric Zane Show. Oh, typo. There you go. Now, is it going to be the end of the world if we don't get that goal? No. No, it isn't. We've already done a hell of a job. We've got more food the next week. But wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be fantastic to shatter that record and then actually have a chunk of change with the surplus to write a check to Kids Food Basket? As you know, I am very transparent. I will reveal to you all of the dollar amount from everyone that came in and present it to you either on the podcast or on social media. I will make that all available. The last thing I want is anybody thinking that I'm doing some type of crazy embezzlement scam, for fuck's sake. So I'm very, very upfront about it. And for every dollar that you send, 100% of it goes to the Great Food Giveaway. There are some scenarios where, like on PayPal, a few bucks are taken out of the donation, and I haven't quite figured that out. But if you give it as a gift, it shouldn't do that. But there have been several people who give like $50, and then it comes out to like $47.50 by the time it gets to me because PayPal takes a bit. But still, that is fantastic, and I'm excited about it. We'll need some volunteers for the big event, which is Thursday, December 22nd at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. 2 p.m. is when we're going to start boxing the food. I'm pretty sure I've got a commitment from Mike Ball with his fantastic MB distributing trailer to get the food from the Jennison Meyer, where Josh R. has helped me with all of the logistics with that. Meyer is, because, you got to reach out to these folks and say, hey, I want this much food. You can't just go and buy it. So there you go. He's been helping me with that. Aram writes, can people mail you a check? I guess so. If you reach out to me on email, I can point you in the direction of that. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Sure. Kabooby69 says, sorry I came in late. What's the deadline for donations to be in? Well, I'd like to have everything said and done by the date, which is December 22nd. We have to actually go there and buy the food. So, right around then. I guess I don't have a hard date, and I guess if donations rolled in afterwards to actually make the whole thing work, like we could possibly do that. But generally, I would like it to be right around the date that we do the Great Food Giveaway, December 22nd. All right. So that is the update on the Great Food Giveaway. Thank you. All right. So I'm excited about that. It's been absolutely great. Aram wrote, I didn't know if Eric was accepting mail. Well, typically no. But for an envelope with a check in it for the Great Food Giveaway, obviously that would be a little bit of a different scenario. All right. Controversy in the neighborhood. My God. So Friday, I was emceeing a comedy private event. I was able to get a couple of pals who do comedy, Adam Deggy and Will Green, to appear in front of a bunch of folks. Frank Fuss and his crew of licensed independent insurance agents / brokers had a freaking balls out awesome Christmas party. My God, the food, Jesus. Incredible. More drunkards. Partying their asses off at the Christmas party. And they wanted to do comedy for some entertainment. So about an hour's worth of comedy. So I get up there, say, hi, everybody. So glad you're here. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And then I introduce Will Green, and then introduce Adam Deggy. When Will gets done, they just crushed it. The crowd loved them. It was great. I get home, and it's snowed. And snowed like crazy. And we got about a good 2 inches. I get home, and I got to let the dogs out. I noticed that coming from my neighbor's yard into the front to the strip of land between our our driveways, there's footprints. And I'm like, wow, that's weird. And but no big deal. I just thought, someone's walking through. I didn't think another thing of it. Dog does his business. Go to bed. I wake up. Neighborhood alert. We have noticed. Actually, I got a text message that says, hey, did the dogs get out? Did your dogs get out? And because if my dogs get out, I have to run through people's yards. I've talked about this before. So the first theory in this neighbor area, this is our little hamlet is a cul-de-sac, and the area is on, and then on the opposite side of the cul-de-sac is some of houses that back up to each other, like the rich fucker who just paid for the library. He's in this. Witten is in this other guy. So it's probably about 10 houses. And there's footprints. And, I guess similar to, like, having to do with the ones I saw, I was just telling you about. And was Eric running through the neighborhood to chase the dogs? No. Well, there's an issue. There's a prowler. It's a peeping Tom. One of the sets of footprints went up to someone's window. And I'm like, okay, so they see footprints in the snow. And thus they have jumped to this conclusion. There is a prowler / peeping Tom. And, all right. So I didn't think anything of it. But knowing this, it's in the back of my head. I'm in my kitchen making coffee. And I have this fenced-in area that surrounds the pool that I'm always fucking cleaning. And I see a person. There's gigantic pine trees. And I can see movement on the opposite side of the trees and that white fence. And this big fucking guy is walking. And he's just looking around off into the yonder. Just kind of like looking at the ground. And he's looking for something. And he's traipsing through this patch of land, which is my other neighbor. He's actually on his property. And then he goes over to like where the Hallelujahs live, where those footprints were. And he's looking at the house, and he's looking around. And O'Neill is out there staring at the guy. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, maybe there was someone prowling around, and he's crazy, or one of these lost Alzheimer's patients or something like that. And this is him. So I open the door, and I step onto the porch, and I'm just looking at him. And I'm thinking to myself, I might have to go get my gun. And I say, hey, how's it going? He goes, good. I go, can I help you? He says, oh, yeah, I'm your neighbor. I'm so-and-so. I'm just checking on the tracks, trying to find where they came from. It's like a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery. It's one of my neighborhood SWAT team trying to crack the case of the footprints. And I'm like, he goes, yeah, I got the cameras around the house, but they weren't functioning. So we're going to any of the area neighbors to see if we can get a visual on who this was in the neighborhood. See if we can track him down. And I'm like, okay. And now he scared the shit out of me. Now, I know there is no problem. I'm not worried about the tracks. When I saw the guy, I was like, what? He goes, yeah, it seems like they centered around here. There's a lot of tracks here. So, yeah, I don't know. We're just keep an eye out, stay vigilant, see something, say something. Yeah, we don't want to, never can be too sure. Did I tell you that there's 80 million kids in my neighborhood? This place is packed with kids. There isn't one person who thought maybe the kids were playing in the snow. Sure enough, neighbor says, yeah, my kids had a hide and go seek party in the snow. That's what happened. Oh, mystery solved. And I'm like, so I wrote to there's like an APB on the on the homeowners association about be on the lookout for thieves and thugs and prowlers. And so when the word comes down that mystery solved, I write, yep, kids being kids. Imagine that. It's fine. I don't think you're idiots. I don't know. I don't know if it's a great idea to go immediately to someone's trying to break into the neighborhood. Someone's trying to destroy everything. Usually the simplest answer is the easiest one. And then I go to Diane, I go, and she goes, what do you mean kids being kids? I go, well, I mean, yeah. I'm glad those kids are out playing hide and go seek. Our neighborhood's great. It's better than they're sitting inside playing video games all damn day. I love that they go out and spend hours outside when it's snowy and cold. She goes, yeah, but you never know. I go, no, stop it. Stop it. It's ridiculous. Oh, my God. Can you believe that shit? Because if they stay at home, I would rather them going out and having fun than staying in and becoming a future school shooter because of the time spent playing video games. And everybody knows that will happen. All right, so the World Cup. There's like a reporter, and he's now dead. And he's like the best soccer reporter. He's the biggest supporter of the game. Supporter. His name was Grant Wall. He's dead. He died. He just dropped dead while covering the Netherlands-Argentina game in the press box. Now, this whole thing is fucked. And people are like, and the representatives from FIFA, which is an incredibly corrupt organization, and the Qatari government, they're like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. He just died. Don't know what happened. He's a picture of health. And Grant Wall went into one of the games prior to the Netherlands-Argentina game wearing like a pride shirt, and he was detained, and they made him take off the shirt. Now, these Qatari idiots are psychopaths, all right? Human rights violations like you wouldn't believe. Just in building the stadiums, they brought in all these migrant workers and made them slaves. And, they beat the shit out of chicks. They'll arrest you and cut your dick off if you're gay. It's a complete disaster. The only reason why they're having the World Cup in this really, really rich fucking nation is because they paid a ton of money to the scumbags at FIFA. So you have the worst sporting event on the planet because it's soccer being built on the backs of slave labor in a country that oppresses humanity. It's terrible. Grant Wall, from what I'm understanding, has been like the biggest supporter of the sport, constantly reporting on it and talking great things very fondly to the rest of the world as the top soccer journalist. Now he's dead. What the hell happened? No one knows. Died unexpectedly while covering the World Cup. Was in good spirits and joking with colleagues just minutes before his sudden death. I know what happened. He was fucking poisoned. 48-year-old Grant Wall died after he, quote, fell ill at Lusail Stadium in the final minutes of the Netherlands-Argentina game. I'm in shock. I was just sitting right next to him. He was working on his story on his laptop. It was about 4 minutes before the end of the extra time. Journalist Rafael Correz said of the incident. We were laughing at a joke on Twitter only minutes earlier. I can't believe it. Wall received immediate medical treatment on site. Yeah, right. Apparently, there was no defibrillator. So that's weird. Should have had a fucking defibrillator. The family, I know his brother is already saying, oh, yeah, they killed him. This is Grant Wall with his wife. Yeah, you walk into a place like that with a pride shirt and a big hitter like that. And, yeah. His brother wrote, I am gay. I am the reason he wore the rainbow shirt to the World Cup. My brother was healthy. He told me he received death threats. I do not believe my brother just died. I believe he was killed, and I'm just begging for any help. Eric Wall referenced an incident Grant Wall faced 2 weeks ago when he tried entering the stadium for the U.S.-Wales match while wearing the rainbow pride shirt and was stopped by security. The Qatari Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy released a statement of bullshit. It says, we are deeply saddened by the death of U.S. journalist Grant Wall. I think what they mean to say is we are responsible for the death of U.S. journalist Grant Wall. The committee went on to say it was cooperating with U.S. officials to return Wall's body to the U.S. That is fucked. Very, very strange. Not the only weird thing that happened. There was a journalist. A photojournalist named Khalid Al-Maslam died at the same game. The story's not getting nearly as much press, but this dude right here, he croaked. So two people, same game, die. Not nearly as much as being said about this one. But I don't know. What do you think? Two fucking journalists die? Did they both eat the fish? Does anybody get that reference? Khalid Al-Maslam is a Qatari photojournalist for Al-Qas TV. He dropped dead. Same game. The Times tweeted about the passing. his employer. We believe in Allah's mercy and forgiveness for him. What? He dies and you say we believe in Allah's mercy and forgiveness for him? Are you suggesting he broke some type of law? Yeah, this is so strange. So now it's all kind of swirling. These two guys die. Same game. Something else terrible happened. A migrant worker security guard, fell from like a balcony or some shit. A World Cup security guard is in intensive care after falling from what one observer described as a significant height after Argentina's quarterfinal against the Netherlands. It happened as the hospitality village was emptying out after the game, which doesn't matter who won. It's all boring. It came shortly after Grant Wall died of an apparent heart attack, and the other guy died, the photojournalist. The precise circumstances are unclear, but one fan said the guard dropped from the top outside concourse to the ground below. Migrant worker rushed to the hospital where he's said to be in stable but critical condition. The Qatar Supreme Committee said on Saturday, security guard suffered a serious fall. They say all the right things. They don't say anything. He will continue to receive his salary in full while receiving medical care. Oh, yeah, sure. $2 a day. The latest incident comes days after it was reported that a Filipino national contracted to fix lights in a car park at the Sea Line Resort, the training site for the Saudi Arabia national team, died. According to reports, the worker slipped off a ramp while walking alongside a vehicle and fell headfirst onto the concrete. Sounds like a Bills fan. The chief executive of the Qatar World Cup, Nasser Al-Qatar, then sparked controversy with the quote, "Death is a natural part of life, whether it's at work, whether it's in your sleep," when asked about the death. Holy shit. How does anybody even get behind this shit? If it were at in a normal country that didn't murder people for wearing gay pride shirts, it still would be the worst thing going. Now, it's the absolute epitome of boredom and opulence and wealth while destroying people's lives, having no care for human rights, and killing people because they wear gay pride shirts. You know what needs to happen after this World Cup? Soccer needs to be abolished to spare us all from this fucking shit. I saw Rob sent me some shithead thing. It was a post someone wrote. It said, bummer weekend for those who say soccer's boring. Fuck you. No, it's all boring. I don't give a shit what happens. I don't give a shit if they're on the field with the soccer ball and they all have guns. It's still boring. You couldn't make it better. It's that bad. And for some reason, you assholes seem to like this shit. Enough of you that it's concerning. Stop it. It sucks. The only interesting thing about the World Cup are the people getting murdered. Thank God they're getting murdered so we can have something to talk. I can't even get behind that joke. That's fucking terrible. Stop it, Eric Zane. Had it with the soccer. Chris suggests random landmines on the pitch. Uh-huh. Good. Better than what we have. Nick says, just wait until 2026. The World Cup is in the U.S. Now, that I did not know. Oh, yeah, they're all going to be stoked. Now, because of following the story like I'm doing, I have learned that the team from Morocco has won, and they've advanced. They upset, I believe it was Portugal, which I think is Cristiano Ronaldo's team. Now, don't make the mistake in thinking that I know this because I study or I give a shit. If it's seen on the news, then I have seen it. If it's talked about in any light, I have seen it. Yes, I am aware of what happened. I'm aware of the great games, as you say, that took place. They weren't. They were terrible. They were boring. Ronaldo is seen crying after he leaves the pitch. I can't play soccer. I'm not going to win a world. Get the fuck out of here. God. What city is the World Cup being played at now? They don't do it that way. It's all throughout North America. Different cities, different countries, U.S., Mexico, and Canada. All right. That is your soccer update today on your shithead game that you weirdos love. My God. Thank you, Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. Love them so much. If you need flooring installed professionally, call upon Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. They'll come to your home, measure the room, let you know how much it's going to cost. Yes, you will save a ton of money if you do some of the work that you can yourself. If you've never installed flooring before, though, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I would not do that. You want Bennett Flooring Installation to do it because you're going to screw it up, and then they're going to have to come and fix your work. 616-318-0167. If you're in West Michigan, reach out to Jacob Bennett. The flooring that I want you to install is Johnson's Discount Outlet, part of Johnson Carpet One Floor and Home. I am officially in a holding pattern on renewal for them on the podcast. It literally comes down to, yep, we're going to let you know soon. Now, I want to keep promoting them on the show. And fingers crossed that they will. Because that's how the show goes around. I need those sponsors. It's the only way I can do this. So if you're thinking about buying flooring, go to Johnson's Discount Outlet in Granville, Michigan. And you should travel that distance, no matter where you are in the Michigan, West Michigan area, to Johnson's. Bring a truck. Know that you're going to find something that's awesome and priced very, very cheap because they buy it in absolute bulk. And then they sell it to you for a lower price. Right on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan, behind the Little Caesars. Can't miss it. You can see it from Chicago Drive. It's on the north side of the street. Already the lowest price in the state. Hell, the Midwest. Throw my name into the mix. You're saving 10% more on that. Go in, get whatever you want. Any type of flooring, they have it available at Johnson's Carpet One Discount Outlet. Thanks again to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. I was talking to Don O, who's been all over this podcast today. He is absolutely a godsend because he uses A&E. He uses Irvine's. He's used BK Guns and Stuff. Remember those folks? I forget who else. But he is all over the sponsors. Thank you, Don O. Irvine's, 616-532-6600. Spectacular. Servicing any make and model with the exception of Volkswagens in and around West Michigan. Worth the trip to go to Irvine's. They will fix your car right the first time. Ask about their free loaner cars. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. That's ERVINES. ERVINES. Let us go around the radio dial. By the way, Nick says, I had BK Guns build me a sweet rifle. Ben over at BK Guns and stuff, he had a little life change. He didn't become a chick or anything, but there was definitely a life change. I want to get him back on the show to talk about BK, but I think he's kind of getting his ducks in a row. I had a conversation with him. He goes, and then he told me about the life change, and I went, it's okay. He's healthy. Let's go around the radio dial. Fuck listens to this.
This survey unique? Well, most survey usually comes from the employer's perspective. There's a lot of business surveys out there. There are not a lot of surveys that really ask the employer or the job seeker themselves.
Not something suggestions. The Sabbath.
I got two religious
creation.
There's I heard a black guy preaching and a white guy talking.
A national holiday would be a memorial. And you can't.
I want the black preacher. Where is he? I think it was Steve Harvey.
The Sabbath. Why did he do it? He said in John 15.
So confidently. Why? I'm not me. I'm weak. But he's got something. What are you drawing near to? Oh, here it is. The throne of grace.
Aha.
Draw near to the throne.
I don't believe in any of this shit. This is the devil. No way. Don't even listen to this guy's a fucking crackpot.
First of all, it's a throne.
Ireland. And we'll hear it played by the London
More
Symphony
nerds.
Orchestra.
91.3 WCSG, family friendly, commercial free, and I just bit my tongue as I'm talking. Learning how to talk on this Monday morning. That's Phil Whitcomb and the first Noel.
How long have you been doing this job? A long time.
I don't know. Did not feel good.
How would I pick it up from here? It is 9:47.
Oh, she's got to take over. She's like, how long you been doing this job? What's wrong with you? You bit your tongue.
37.
WCSG thanking area businesses that are teaming with you and supporting WCSG.
Van Dyken Mechanical offering design, installation, and service of commercial and industrial HVAC projects for over 7 years.
Fuck, don't call these guys. Call A&E Heating and Cooling.
Dr. Paul Orley of Rosewood Dental, serving the Kalamazoo area with family and cosmetic dentistry. RosewoodDentistry.com.
And Keys for Kids Ministries, helping transform the spiritual lives of families in West Michigan.
We'll teach your kids not to be gay.
Takes a team to encourage thousands. We're 91.
Got some gay kids?
ESG, here's Stephen.
Send them to gay school.
Don't lose heart.
Rom says they're like Eric and Brian on the Eagle. Eric and Brian on the Eagle?
Another sleepless night. Yeah. Pray and hope comes with the morning. Right now you feel like you've lost it. And fear is screaming out. When you say God, you truth is
shut up.
You don't have.
That's it for this week's And Another Thing.
It's sunny on the lakeshore at 92.5. If you have certain chronic conditions such as...
Adam says, I swear, one dude sings all the Jesus songs. You're right. It's always that same type of same guy.
I win the lottery whenever I want and never regret anything. It's the best.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Progressive offers more than a great.
They're pretty fun over there with their 107 minutes of country music and stuff. They're Thunder 107.3. We're the Q94.5. Sibling rivalry is different here, too.
Life does. Okay, that's a cumulus deal. You have one shitbag station promoting the other shitbag station. No one listens to 94.5, and no one listens to 107.3. 94.5 is that Q station where they play fucking weirdo rock. And then they say, all right, if you want to hear 107 minutes of country, head on over to 107.3. They're almost as shitty as we are. And then on 107.3, they're saying, yeah, hey, if you're getting sick and tired of the country, listen to 94.5. And I think combined, those two stations have a 1 share. I'm not even joking.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
The sense of connection.
Excitement of almost winning, right? He didn't get it, but in the end, it cost him $15 for the whole experience.
Tell you once more before I get out the door. Don't bring me down, 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 down.
Legendary 24/7.
Classic Rock 97 WLAV Grand Rapids.
A Cumulus media station.
Oh my God! Yes. Fucking sweet. Holy shit. Oh, it doesn't get much better than that. I love that. I should have gotten into rock and roll. I'd have been the best. All right. Where are we?
Rideshare driver.
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price?
For choosing Joy 99 this
say, do not fear to take Mary as your wife, but he refers to
get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app.
Mary, your wife, for which she is conceived is of the
fuck
Holy
is
Spirit.
going on here?
Thank you for spending time with us this morning, and until tomorrow,
you guys have the best day ever, okay?
Winter Jam is back and only $15 at the door.
Yes.
Got music on the way from Eric Clapton, Sam and Dave in just a few. It's the next and my Sharona.
Oh, yeah.
1.3.
The fun hits you know.
Of miracles for that complete 7-message collection.
Lot of religion.
Tracing the scientific proof of concept
So, it may not be that there's necessarily...
Everyone can look at her but not talk to her, okay? So you're the designated person who will do all the communicating. If she wants to close your wearing...
Radio's weird.
.org, Grand Rapids Public Museum.
It won't surprise you.
Justin Barclay.
But
this guy is so much of an idiot. It's a complete piece of shit.
But
all right. Trip around the radio dial. Available for sponsorship. Wouldn't you want to sponsor the trip around the radio dial? One of the most listened to features on the Eric Zane Show podcast. All right. Let's break down a fight. Okay. I think it's Bruins at Coyotes. A lot happening in this one. This I thank you to Kevin Kuipers for sending this one along. You had some hilarious people narrating it as they shot video. Audio check, video check. Let me get the full pic here. Okay. People to look out for in this. Hold on, I suddenly feel like I've just done something wrong. I have not. Let's see. This dude in the red shirt, and if you're listening to the audio podcast only, I know. But you'll have to just go and click on it and watch it yourself. Red t-shirt, black hat, next to Coyotes. This dude right here with the white guy. They're all white guys. Right to the right of red shirt, black hat guy. These guys get arrested. They're going to do like the most damage. This chick right here, striped shirt on the shoulder, next to white hat guy, she's going to get punched in the face accidentally by red shirt, black hat guy. This Bruins piece of shit is going to come up here, right here, and try to raise some type of hell. I think red shirt, black hat guy and Coyotes fan do the most damage. They end up getting arrested. All right. Let's break it down. Oh, yeah! Okay. Bruin fan sucker punch from the back. You notice black hat guy is being held back by white hat guy. Okay? Okay, black hat guy chucks beer at Bruin piece of shit. Here comes another Bruin guy, number 88. Black hat guy starts kicking his ass. And now, Coyote fan and black hat guy are beating the shit out of Bruin fan. Okay, keep your eye on chick here. She gets involved and takes some fucking collateral damage. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. And then, dude, black hat guy, fucking Chris Kyle looking motherfucker, after he slugs her, you can see that he's like, oh, no, I just punched a chick. He didn't mean to do that. She's like a peacekeeper. And then Marchand goes after Chris Kyle. Oh. Oh my God. I think he did. I don't know. Maybe. I think he might have been. I think he actually intentionally punched that bitch in the fucking face. Oh my God. Okay, then Chris Kyle goes after Marchand. Oh my God. Here come the cops. He goes, he hit the chick, bro. Okay, cop jumps on. He just jumps on the fucking pile like a scramble for a loose ball. And the whole pile falls down the steps.
Oh my God! Get the chick! Get the chick! Oh my God!
The chick who got punched wearing the football jersey, the Patriots jersey. I guess I think this is in Boston. There's a lot of fucking Patriots and Bruins fans here. All right, so she's okay after she took a flush punch from that dude. Okay, Coyotes fan who was next to Chris Kyle is now at the bottom of the steps somehow. He's wound up at the bottom. Okay? I think this is in Arizona because the home announcer.
Coyotes goal! His fourth of the season. Scorer number 8.
Wow, there's a lot of Bruins fans then. If this is in Arizona, there's a lot of Bruins fans there.
Assist number 9, Clayton Keller. And number 14.
Look at this dude. He's sitting there screaming at Coyote fans. Like, fuck, get him out of here.
Time to roll, 53 seconds. 53 seconds.
Yo, his head is cut bad.
Chris Kyle bleeding all over the place. They're arresting Chris Kyle. Taking him out. All right, I'm going to go back again.
Oh, yeah!
Some of these guys are just standing around bored. That would be me.
Oh, yeah!
Look at this cop. This cop is doing nothing. I didn't even see this cop the first time because I was watching Chris Kyle punch that bitch in the face. This cop's just standing there bored.
Yeah! Holy shit! Holy shit! Go on, Marchand, hit him! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! He's getting the wheels in.
Oh, no. That chick is tough. She took his best punch.
Get the chick! Get the chick! Oh, my God! Get the chick, bro! Oh! Fill up!
Okay. I fucking love watching these so much. She hit the chick, bro. He hit the chick, bro. There's a about this fight on Barstool. Power ranking the top 10 people involved in the wild crowd fight at the Bruins-Coyotes game last night. They describe it as guy who drops the chick, bad. That's Chris Kyle. You had these, okay, stop, girl. She's yelling stop, I guess. Lazy cop. Girl who gets dropped. Guy who gets mollywopped in the Marchand jersey. Dude commenting the fight. This is a tough spot for just about anyone. Most people just repeat, oh, my God, over and over and miss a golden opportunity to add some color. My guy does say, oh, my God, a few times, but he also mixes in an, oh, yeah, and he hit the chick. He hit the chick. He gets extra points for the well-timed, oh! Both times, guys were flying through the air like a young Mike Breen honing in his legendary bang call. This kid might have a future, maybe a guest blow-by-blow spot at the next Rough and Rowdy. Uninterested usher guy. Dude trying to stop the fight via Jedi mind trick. Cop with the flying clothesline. Just here for the show guy. Oh, my God. So cool. All right, so there you go. I'll link it up in the show notes for you audio podcasters that enjoy the show via the audio medium. Then you'll have to check it out for yourself. But it's worth it. I'm telling you, it's worth it. That's one thing that was going through my mind during the Lions game. I was like, God, I sure hope there isn't a fucking fight. I mean, I hope that if there's a fight, it's not close to me that I somehow get drug into it, you know, because somebody beat my ass. Cool adds, if you're going to fight in the stands, fight the row in front of you, not behind. High ground wins. It's true. Chris in Maine says, asshole of the day, don't punch women hockey fans. So that would be Chris Kyle. The name I gave that guy, because that's who he reminded me of for some reason. I miss the days when players would go into the crowd. Terry O'Reilly. Oh, yeah. What's the fucking guy for the Bruins that hit the guy with the shoe? Jesus. He's an announcer now. He fucking went in the stands. He pulled on some guy's shoe, and he had his shoe in his hand. He started to whip the dude's ass. Yes, Mike Milbury. Mike Milbury he had a fucking fan's shoe and starts bashing the guy with his shoe. He kicked the guy's ass with the guy's own shoe, a fucking fan. He goes into the stands with his skates on. It's fucking awesome. My God. Josh says, how about when Ty Domi fought the fan that fell into the penalty box? Oh, yeah, of course. Philly. Another piece of shit Philly fan. Oh, my God. Hockey. Absolute best. All right. Thank you to Joe Martinez at A&E Heating and Cooling, helping make this show run. 616-516-8579. Use Joe to get a furnace tune-up. Okay, we're like in the dead of winter now. We're pretty damn close. If you haven't yet tuned the thing up and you're in West Michigan, let's not do that, okay? Because you run the risk, if you haven't had that thing cleaned and tuned in a while, that it could break on you. And then, at 2:30 in the morning, your wife and the kids hate you. Joe is able to tell when he tunes and cleans your furnace how much life is still in it. Like, he actually can do that. Yep, you're still running strong. You got a number of years left on this thing. Or you might want to start preparing to get a new furnace. And when you do need a new furnace, he is installing the Cadillac, the Comfort Maker, best brand in the business. Comfort Maker furnaces and air conditioners. Joe Martinez, reach out, 616-516-8579. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. If you're in the market for a mortgage, get one through Mario. No matter where you are in the U.S., with the exception of South Carolina, Maine, Alaska, and Hawaii, call Mario, 231-332-6505. Okay? The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage will work tirelessly to get you the best rate possible. 5-star, gold star service. Number 1 rated. That's no bullshit. Look at his reviews. People nowadays, you got to be very, very careful because the public has the power when it comes to these freaking reviews. If you fuck up, you're dead. Mario has the best. 231-332-6505. Making dreams come true. If you maybe just need a little bit of cash for the holidays, maybe you need cash out of your home, your existing home, to pay off some credit card debt, go this route. You'll end up saving money in the long run. 231-332-6505. I saw Frank Fuss over the weekend. My God, My Policy Shop Insurance. Frank Fuss, the licensed independent insurance agent / broker, making things so easy for you when it comes to getting health insurance. 616-914-4070. Open enrollment 3 more days. Call today. Frank, I need health insurance. So if you're self-employed or your employer does not offer insurance, you got to have health insurance, or you just lost a job, you need to get in touch with Frank. 616-914-4070. Frank will help you every step of the way. His services are free. He will make you a very, very happy person. You can get into an insurance policy today through healthcare.gov. Don't do healthcare.gov Obamacare on your own. I did that year one, and I fucked it up, and I regretted that. Everything was screwed up. Frank fixed it for me. 616-914-4070. He's also the Medicare Advantage Plan Social Security expert. He helps you every step of the way through all of those things. He can also get you life insurance, car insurance. He can drop referrals on you and point you in the right direction for the right people. If it's insurance related, Frank is the guy. 616-914-4070. That's that. I forgot. Don O, who've been talking about this whole show. He actually went to Frank Fuss, too. That's another sponsor that he went to. Thank you, Don. And then my pals at Sarah Honda Granville. My gosh. First of all, the largest selection in the entire state of certified pre-owned vehicles. Nobody has more. So if you're in like, hey, I need a car right now, like today, go get a certified pre-owned car. It's like new. It's got a warranty on it. It's awesome. You're going to love it. Awesome cars on the certified pre-owned lot. If you like, I mention this from time to time, they have a row called budget. Now, these are all shit box cars. It'll get you from point A to point B, but you will look like a cock. All right? Budget cars, they're as good as they can be. Let's just put it that way. You will not get a warranty on the budget car. So if you're in a pinch, you need something for your paper route job or whatever the fuck, you can get one there. But the best part is the brand new vehicles. And, man, Honda cars are the best. They run forever. I love them. And so you go there and you test drive a new vehicle. Any car, any of the brand new cars for 2023 at Sarah Honda Granville. Test drive, pick one out. You won't drive away with one that day. In a couple weeks, your car shows up after you figure out all the features that you want on it, okay? Sarah Honda Granville. They are on Kennewa, just north of 44th Street. That is my time. And I thank you for being part of this show and enjoying it with me. All we have left to do is the asshole of the day. Brought to you by TC Paintball. Can the asshole of the day be an entire country? Well, sure. It's a country of Qatar for killing people that they don't like during the World Cup. And FIFA is an honorable mention. Asshole of the day, country of Qatar. That is my time. You've been a fantastic audience as usual, and I'm so very, very appreciative of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, I will talk to you. I'll be on the Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Talk to you then. Thank you, folks. Bye-bye.
place you've always wanted to try? Well, you're there. Sharing plates with
just one bite.
Or on second thought, maybe not sharing. It's that good. When you're with Amex, it's not if it's going to happen, but when. American Express. Don't live life without it.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is here, and so is Mountain Dew.
Roger that.
Now you can unlock in-game rewards like only Dew can.
Wait, what rewards?
A Dew Operator Skin.
Man, I love Operator Skins.
Dual double XP, and even Call of Duty points.
You're kidding me. Double XP and Call of Duty points? This is incredible. I can't believe it.
Soldier, get a hold of yourself.
Oh, roger that.
Look for specially marked packaging and visit mtndewgaming.com for details and restrictions. Open to U.S. residents 17+. Call of Duty points available on 12 and 24 packs and free 20 and 23.